I'm Michael Tidwell, and this is a Block Time special where I'm going to tell you 5 things I learned getting wrecked on Lightning Network.
Kinda, sort of.
Block times.
30-day end lock time refund signature.
So I was being reckless and got wrecked, like riggedy wrecked. It's kind of upsetting, but I've kind of gotten over it, just moving forward now. So I want to make some important notes before I get started. I was using a Casa node when my crisis happened. However, I don't blame Casa for any of this, as they make it pretty clear that using Lightning Network is reckless. I also want to point out that the current version of LND is 0.5.2 beta. So please understand that these issues might not exist in the future with updated releases. And finally, if you find anything that I say incorrect, please help other people. Leave a comment. Tell people why I'm wrong, leave helpful information. The video's purpose is to help people not lose money. I also do want to note that I am focusing this on LND. This might not be pertinent to other implementations of Lightning Network, and LND is what Casa nodes do use. So let's get started. Number 1. Channel duration. The number one misconception I had about Lightning Network was because we're using HTLCs, there's some limited lifetime period on channels being open. Well, I learned there is no mandatory timeout period, and I believe this is the default behavior for most Lightning Network implementation. These channels are indefinitely long until closed by one or both peers of the channel. It's open. So as it currently stands, these channels won't be closed or invalid after a given number of blocks or time. So if 2 peers completely abandon a channel, my assumption is that channel stays open forever. Number 2, 24-word seed. Your 24-word seed that you generate, you back up, you write down, does diddly squat for you in time of a crisis. Those words can't back up or recover your Bitcoin in lost channels that you have open. The channel database that is crucial, it's located in your .lnd/data/graph mainnet directory. That is needed possibly along with some other things in your .lnd directory to make a clean backup. It's likely many other people don't know this, given Pierre Ricard just made a tweet about it the other day. Alex also making a tweet about it. So this is very important to understand. Number 3, peers can't rescue your Bitcoin by closing your channels. Because this one kind of came as a shocker. Let's say you open up some channels and you fund them with Bitcoin, and then your node dies on your channel database, corrupts, etc. Well, you might be thinking, okay, I have the 24-word seed, and maybe I can just work around the system, contact my channel partners offline, and have them force close my channels. The Bitcoin will get refunded to key pairs that are controlled by my 24-word seed. Well, that's what I thought, but it turns out, given the previous point, like I said, when your peer closes a channel, that does not return Bitcoin to an address that you actually can control through your 24-word seed. So you need that channel database information. Number 4, backing up your channel database improperly can cause you to lose all of your funds. If you broadcast an old state of a channel, your peer can currently take all of the funds in that channel. So if you did periodically save off the channel database, for instance, as a safety measure, and then your node crashes and burns, and then you restore your node with the channel database, well, now you're kind of gambling on whether or not that's the most up-to-date version of that channel. Now, this can obviously be mitigated by honest peers on the network, and in the future, potentially with stuff like watchtowers and L2. I did have individuals contact me through direct messages saying that they have lost money this way. And when people, go on Twitter and start, saying, hey, we've thwarted hackers, it really makes you wonder, are they thwarting hackers, or are they taking money from people who have bad channel states? It really makes you wonder, is the revenue model of y'alls.org just to collect money from people with bad channel state? We may never know. Number 5, channel database corruption. Now, if your channel database does get corrupted, you don't have very many options right now. What I would recommend is talking to people much smarter than me, primarily the Lightning Labs engineers. If you do go to the Lightning Network Daemon's main GitHub page, you will see the Slack and IRC links there, and you will find a bunch of knowledgeable people in those groups. I would also recommend, if you do want to run your Lightning Network daemon, make sure to add the no listen and no bootstrap options. There are potentially some options where you can use LND libraries to manually traverse through that channel database, but like I said, you probably want to work pretty closely with the Lightning Labs engineers or some of the main contributors to the L&D project. Quick shout out to some people who have given me some emotional support for my losses and honestly are still trying to help me recover some of my funds. One final note is, again, I do not blame Casa for any of this. Version 0.6 supposedly will have static channel backups, which will significantly help. Losing money becomes much harder. The Casa team is working on making backups possible for a Casa node. And with that, I think the nonce has been found. My coins have been lost. And thank you. Thank you for listening, and don't lose your money like I did.